You're listening to the Telltale channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hello, my name is Maggie from Maryland. I heard that the real reason why Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door is just to fuel the persecution complex, since nobody wants to answer the door to them. And there was an ex-Jehovah's witness saying that while it is tempting to try and scare them off, saying things like, I'm sorry, I have to drink virgin blood while eating abortifeces, blah, 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 just to scare them away, it will actually just feed into the persecution complex. Like, they actually, like, once they go back and say, see how we're treated, or see how terrible the world is out there. And he said, if you want to lure people out of this cult, you should actually talk to them, be nice to them, and if they're kids, bring up Caleb and Sophia. They'll just let them talk, to show that, give them the impression that the world out there is actually not so bad. It's not as bad as I think it is. So whenever they pull up the, we're treated so badly, people out there are so evil, this will actually get them to start thinking and lure them away. Do you think that's a better idea than just say, put me on the no-call list, and since you are an ex-Jehovah's Witness, was this true, like, the whole reason contact to go door to door is just to show people, like, how poorly they're treated, like, feed in the persecution complex? Thank you.
Really interesting question. Do Jehovah's Witnesses send their members door to door? Does the leadership send their members door to door to feed the persecution complex? And the answer to that is, I don't think so. But that is like a side effect of it, basically. It's like, we can pull up the bite model. We've got things like cults will regulate individuals' physical reality. They'll dictate where, how, and with whom the member lives and associates or isolates. They will ban you from talking to ex-members. They'll encourage spying on other members. They'll change a person's name and identity. Their memories are manipulated and false memories are created. Things like that. That type of thing is common in every cult. And they're very specific things. Why does every single cult do that stuff? They must be doing it intentionally. They must be aware of what they're doing, right? I don't think so. I don't think that... I'm sure that some cults out there are aware that this is the best method of controlling people, and they set out to control people intentionally. And they do the things on this list because they know that they can gain more members and get more money and all that stuff. But I don't think that cults by default are trying to find ways to manipulate and control people. I think it's an emergent property. I think that these groups are doing these things by happenstance in some cases. I think it's almost like a coincidence that they're hitting all of these markers on how to control and manipulate people, honestly. Just like your question was, do they send them out to experience that persecution, to lock them in deeper? I don't think that they do that intentionally, fascinatingly, but I think it is obviously a side effect of it. You are correct in saying that the best way to help somebody come out of the religion is to keep their guard down, not attacking them, not making them feel attacked, basically. Making them feel welcome, making them realize that the outside world is not all evil, things like that, help them move to a different conclusion. Because the governing body, or the leadership of basically every cult out there, wants you to think that the outside world, the non-cult world, is evil and is out to get you. So as a member of the outside world, you have an opportunity to prove the cult leaders wrong by being nice to them and listening and talking and communicating and showing that there are nice people outside. That being said, if you have been hurt by the religion in some way, if you are completely disgusted by how they act or whatever else, and you feel like trying to get back at them, here's my advice to you for how to deal with the cult members. Like, if Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door and you don't fucking like Jehovah's Witnesses, you can do one of two things. Either tell them you're an apostate. That seems to have worked for a lot of people. Tell them you're disfellowshipped or that you're an apostate, or both. Say, I'm a disfellowshipped apostate. And they will leave so quickly. They don't want to waste their time on somebody they know hates the religion. And they literally believe that you are being possessed and controlled by Satan. So they want to get away as quickly as possible. Option 2 is just tell them to put you on the do not call list. They have like a list that they'll put houses or people on so that they don't bother people in the neighborhood, basically. So you can try one of those two things, and you basically won't do any more damage to the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Mormons or whatever who come to your door. Leave it for somebody else if they want to try to deprogram them. My recommendation would be do your best not to make it more difficult to deprogram these people later if the opportunity ever arises for somebody else. Do your best to not feed into their persecution complex if possible, because at some point in time, it's possible maybe somebody will be able to reach them and convince them that they're wrong.